But the other thing that people don't think about, when I think we're almost conditioned, like as soon as you hear somebody say, I'm thinking about a divorce, it's like, oh, you better get a good lawyer. And which, there is a case for lawyers in some of the divorce cases that we work with, especially. And even if you have a mediator, of course, you want some attorney there. But what you don't want to do is go to court and have some complete stranger make a decision about you or your children's custody, or the separation of your assets as well, because they're a total stranger. How do they know what's best for you? I don't,
They don't, and that's not, and here's the thing, that's not their job. Their
right,
job is to make a decision based on the law, based on the factors that come before them. They're not there to do what's, particularly best for your situation, because that could be malpractice, that could be
right,
a reason for an appeal,
right,
because they
right.
didn't do what the standard is.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the standard may not fit your case.
Right,
And yes, there, in some situations, mediation isn't going to work, or collaborative law isn't going to work, because one or both spouses are not emotionally healthy enough to make those decisions. They are
right.
angry, they're hurt, they want to fight. The funny thing is, at the end of the day, they end up hating their lawyers more than their spouse. So,
Which, I mean, just that alone, like what you said about the way I look at it was, it's a total stranger making decisions for you. But you're pointing out a great point of reference, that they're bound to make decisions within like certain parameters. Um, but just within what you're saying, you get in there and everybody gets like hostile feeling in the reptilian brain, which is just all the more reason, if you can, go to mediation so that you're all part of that conversation and you are making decisions within what is right for you and your family, as opposed to within the confines of, whatever the bullet points say in the court.
right, right.
Yeah.
It's true. I mean, you're kind of like, I mean, I hate to be graphic, but when you're in court, you're kind of like either rats in a cage or crabs in a barrel, like,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and it's just the way it is. I mean,
Right.
it's an adversarial system. A lot of times I said, it's like, the lawyers are like the gladiators, and you and your kids are like, being fed to the lions, because it's all, it's almost like sport in some
Yeah.
respects, for
Yeah.
each side,
Yeah.
but it's because they get lost in it. They get
Yeah.
lost in it, and again, it's that reptilian brain. And sometimes, when I say maybe some people aren't ready to do it the mediation or collaborative way, if people go to the right counselor, either individually or together, before this whole process starts, a lot of their wounds or their triggers can, they maybe not healed, but they may not be as raw, so that when they do come into those situations, they've processed a lot of that emotion that ends up fueling these fights and litigation, and they can, um be calmer in making these decisions.
Right.
um so that, I know people say, yeah, you're getting divorced, lawyer up, and my thing is, have you seen a counselor? Maybe you guys
That's a
should
great
go
point.
talk to somebody about this, and kind of talk these emotions through before you get in the
Right.
same room,
Right.
when you could be triggered.
Yeah, that is a fabulous point.